Confetti Club. It is Pixie, this is Jill. This video has been actual months in the making and I am so excited to finally be sitting down and filming this chunky info portion of the video. I've been working on a really exciting fashion project for, like I said, a couple months now. This is a one-off custom garm for me to wear for drag and performance and things. I also would definitely not be against running this in a show at some point or a gallery maybe. I think it's really cool and I think it looks extremely delicious and kind of sculptural even on a mannequin. Sorry, I'm looking at it now. Let me stop getting ahead of myself. It's another fashion designer diaries DIY chitty chatty moment in the studio. So grab a little snack, a little beverage. So yeah, let's start off with the original vision and kind of my inspiration for this garment, this garm. There were two things that really kind of sparked this inspiration for me. The first thing was my therapist had this rug in his office and it was made up of a bunch of little pom-poms that were all handmade out of yarn, and I thought that it was just so delightfully textural and I could like squeeze it and like stim with it. It was meant to be like a moss rug, so all of the pom-poms were different shades of green and like mixed mossy forest green textures and colors. And I immediately knew that I needed to recreate this in some way for my home so I could have it at like all times. And then this idea kind of evolved as I was working on my Switch tracking blanket that I recently made a little short about. I should post that to actual YouTube Shorts. I posted it to TikTok. YouTube Shorts era will be starting soon, I hope. I'm very interested in that. But for that blanket, I was making a bunch of tassels and I was just laying them out and stacking them on our TV stand as I was working. And I realized when I looked back, there were a bunch of them stacked and it made this really interesting, organic, sculptural, rainbow, mountain, mossy, cool. I was really obsessed with this visual, textural thing that I had discovered. So I snapped a pic of it and I went, I want to do something out of that, some sort of cool shag, dress, skirt, jacket, something based on this theme. So those were my two really big kind of inspiration sparks, and I just got right to sketching. I decided to go with a cropped jacket because I thought it would be great for performance and drag as well, to be able to take it off, throw it back on. I also decided to go with this cropped jacket look because it's such a kind of big, bulky, puffy, you know, it's going to be quite a voluminous, puffy, there's going to be a lot of yarn, a lot of volume up here. So I thought it would be good to cap it at the waist so we can, you know, salvage some sort of silhouette. This sketch process was also really helpful to decide how I wanted to lay out the color spacing of all of the different tassels. I wasn't sure if I wanted it to be like a gradation in kind of stripes. I wasn't sure if I wanted it to, I don't know, be hard. That would be hard to do. And I decided very quickly that I liked this kind of small little splotchy grouping pattern as opposed to like a stripy gradation. And I also thought it would look really cute with this rainbow bralette and skirt set that I crocheted for myself as well. So it was all kind of designed to go together as this big crochet set. And I'm really glad I went with that because I think it looks awesome. It's a lot more, again, organic and kind of living and breathing and moving. So with my plans all planned out, I got to pattern drafting. I did actually do a little bit of work on the brown paper for this project, which was nice. It wasn't super sewing intensive, but there was a little bit of sewing to create this mesh understructure to create my pom-pom kind of tassel-y texture on top of. So I did some pattern drafting. I took it from a, I think, dartless sloper. Super simple silhouette. It does have a bit of a flare at the waist because I wanted it to be super like big and boxy, and then, you know, underneath you're like floating. I love pattern drafting. I always forget how much I genuinely enjoy like the math and the ruler and the mechanical pencil and the beep boop bop. Like there's something about that just scratches an itch for me. I love it. I sliced out my pattern pieces. I stitched them together. This is a wide pink mesh, by the way. I never even talked about the fabric. I've had this fabric in my stash for years and years and years. I got it from the like clearance section of Fabricville years and years ago. It's super cool. I have a chunk more of it. It is a cool pink stretchy mesh that like would make cool like fishnets or something else, but it was the perfect material for a base to tie all of these different tassels to. So I used a pretty big stitch to sew because this fabric is like mostly holes, and then I serged it for good measure because again, mostly holes, and I want to be dancing in this, and it became extremely heavy. So I'm glad that I serged all of my seams as well to make them extra sturdy and stuff, so it's not pulling on that single line of stitching. I should have doubled it. I don't think I can go back now. She's fluffy and puffy. I'm glad I reinforced it because like I should weigh it. I'll weigh it for this video. We enter the exciting part of the process now. I mean, exciting and also endless. I mean, it ended today, which I can barely believe. Sorry, I keep looking over. She's right here. Sneak peek. I'm gonna do the math for the number of hours that have gone into this jacket is many. I watched all of Stranger Things, the whole show. Me and this jacket have been together through several different things. We have trauma bonded for real. Not just joking, for real. Oh, I guess I'll show you guys how I actually make the tassels first too before we get into the super satisfying texturifying. I already edited it and I edited out every time my hands were in it and tried to just make it go boop, 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 boop. You'll see. I did my best. I think it's satisfying. I hope you agree. How do I make a tassel? This is not a very fancy schmancy process. You want to think, how big do I want my tassel to be? And then you're just gonna like scavenge around your little dwelling area and try and find a box that you can wrap yarn around hundreds of times. I ended up going for this Apple pencil box. We've been very close friends for, like I said, I think like 3 months at this point. Another big purpose for me wanting to execute this project is because I had a bunch of little tiny bits and ends from different balls and like swifts of yarn and stuff. Not swifts. Don't critique me on the yarn lingo. I wanted to challenge myself to make this project entirely zero based. So there is not a single scrap left on the cutting room floor. I've been very obsessive about this. Every little bit of my excess yarn, every single tiny little square millimeter of fluffity floof is in these jars, very compacted. And I'm it was a really fun challenge and I'm really proud, and I have another DIY that I am going to execute with these. I have a plan for this. I'm not just like, cool, I kept the garbage and then you put it away and then you just have garbage in your house and you like eventually throw it away 5 years later and it's like, that's not zero waste. I have an epic textile project hack from TikTok that I'm going to try. I don't know why I'm like interrogating you now about this. But yeah, I'm really excited. That might be in this video. We'll see what happens tonight and tomorrow, but if not, look forward to that. But let me show you what would cause having so many little yarn scraps. You're gonna take your yarn, you're gonna toss it away like it frickin' rejected you. You are going to take your box of choice, your new best friend, and again, deciding on how long and how big you want your tassel. I wrapped all of these 30 times. If the yarn was a little bit thinner, I did them for 35. And then you do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, wait. I counted wrong. 27, 28, 29, 30. And then you snip them here. And then you snip like a little length of hem. I wiggle my yarn loop off of my box, and then I use these little fingers and I go scoop, and then you have him like he's swinging like a little baby. You tie them up good. I tie it twice super hard, because the last thing you want is any of these coming undone and you're just shedding yarn everywhere. Like, I would die. So I do it super tight, and then I hold it like this, and then I go so that's my double knot, tight as hell. And then I have my lovely cutie Animal Crossing Pyrex inspired Pixie Loves hand painted yarn bowl. I always get questions about where this is from. I just painted a yarn bowl from one of those paint your own pottery places. Okay. And then you just chomp, chomp, chomp. And then I take them like this. So I have all the endies, and you see those stragglers? No more of him. Chomp, 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 chomp. And that's how they're born. That's how each little one is born. So I did that. Again, I'm gonna count, but lots and 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 lots of times. It was really satisfying for me though, and it helped me along with my like motivation to continue this project, because I'm really, really obsessed and like focused on color. I really, really love rainbows and putting things in rainbow order. I'm very, very like obsessive about that. So I would make 10 of each color, line them up in rainbow order, tie them all onto the jacket. It was also fun to pick and choose where each kind of color block went. I tried to do them mostly in Roy G. Biv because it just looks nice to have the pink and the yellow and the green and the blue and the purple. And yeah, this process was fun and very, very lengthy. A lot of it happened on the couch while watching things or multitasking or waiting for like food to cook in between tasks. So again, I've been working on this on and off, but pretty frequently, pretty consistently for 3 months. And it's finally done as of this morning. I did get a good chunk of footage of me applying tassels in the studio with it on the mannequin though. I ended up taking the mannequin downstairs when I was working on the back and the sleeves. Sleeves always have so much more surface area than you think. I was debating whether or not to line this jacket, and because it's for me and I'm not selling it and it's not for a commission or anything, and because there's a couple sections that were with certain like balls of yarn that there's some pink that's fraying pretty bad, and I also want to see how this is going to wear. I'm gonna do a little bit of like a quality durability test for a bit, and I want to be able to easily get back in there and fix up anything I need to tie back on if that happens, because I've never done anything like this before. I did tie those knots very tight, double knotted, yank, all my strength, and I'm pretty strong. Another fighting point on the don't line the jacket side of the don't line the jacket team of things was if this is gonna be for drag performing and it's already so fluffy with so much yarn, it's almost all acrylic, it's not wool or anything, but I'm gonna go with the air holes for the breathing and the sweat and the heat, you know, I'm gonna give myself as much ventilation as possible. And for that reason, I also left a teeny tiny little strip right under the armpit. And if I'm literally going like, it's gonna get wet. Okay, I'm getting gross. I wanted to come on here and be like a hot fashion designer, drag queen extraordinaire, and I'm just talking about how sweaty I'm gonna be. All right, here is the finished thing. I am really, really thrilled with how this turned out. It is exactly how I imagined it. The colors are just so bright and satisfying. I think it's texturally really, really interesting, and like I said, I don't know, maybe sculptural is not the right word, but it was just so fun to kind of add on bit by bit wherever it looked like it needed more like volume built up, and just really going with the flow and just kind of using up what yarn I had where it looked like it would work out a little bit and look okay. I think the crop jacket silhouette was definitely a good plan for this. I think if I went for a skirt, it would be really heavy, and I just feel like it's not the right vibe for a skirt, perhaps. Maybe actual round pom-poms on like a super shooty outy card captor sucker, but that would be so many pom-poms. I think I made the right choice. I am really excited to work on a drag performance for this as well. I still have not actually performed as Pixie Daydreams in a show. We've done 2 Villainy Swell shows, but we can only ever guess what the future holds. I have lots of hope and lots of optimism. So, what do you guys think of this? Am I just being wild? Or does this kind of slay? And it turned out pretty much exactly how I imagined it and sketched it out, and I just love it. I'm super proud of this thing. I think it would look really cool in a gallery. I don't know. If I saw this in a gallery, I'd be like, whoa, it's like a Muppet Universe Lady Gaga extraordinaire, you know? If I don't get to actually executing my zero waste using up my yarn scraps thing before this video goes up, which I'm feeling like per schnaps it may schnapp, I want to just describe it here so you guys know what my plans are. I found, or I think someone actually tagged me in this really interesting TikTok, and I'm just going to describe it from memory because I really had a hard time finding it. But basically they were using fabric scraps, and they chopped them up into really small little tiny like kind of triangular flakes. Just scraps, little tiny bits of things they had left over from different projects. And they took 2 layers of sheer fabric, I think it was like sheer organza. They serged it like a baggie sort of, filled it with the fabric scrap confetti bits, shook it around a bit, serged the other edge closed, so now it's encased like a little shake, and they then quilted it to create this really beautiful like confetti speckled terrazzo, dare I say, kind of textile effect. And I thought that was really beautiful, really exciting, and really perfect for me because it literally makes it look like funfetti, and my colors are like a beautiful pastel rainbow swirl. Literally, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I will be doing this soon. Hold me to it. Does anyone get cursed with this thing where if you announce to the world, if you share with others a project that you want to do or an idea that you have, I feel like that gives my brain the satisfaction, and then I'm like, I don't do it for some reason, and I'm like, why does it feel like that idea is done now? I need to just keep my little sneaky sneakers for myself, and then I'll actually do things. This video's featured Confetti Club member is Page of Life on Twitter. Ah! I love this art so much. There's so much love and detail put into this. It's crazy. And I looked back like the next day and noticed all the Jellycat angels in the background and the Nini and the Sticky, and I love that it says Pixie and balloons, and I love my little chain belt thing, and I love the crayon earrings, and I love that you did the rainbow I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you. This is really sweet, especially him. I love so much. It makes me so happy. Thank you for sharing so much. And for this video's Pixie Loves feature, I wanted to shout out Rhea. Rhea I actually met at my New York meetup years ago, and she has been really putting the pedal on the gas, is that a saying, on her YouTube channel lately, and I love her content. She makes like vlog content, lifestyle content, fashion content. She is just gorgeous. She is a beautiful human who takes pretty pictures in fashion. So if you want some pretty fashion pictures from a lovely person, check out her YouTube and Twitter and etc. I love you, Rhea. She just uploaded a vlog at Sanrio Pureland, a Japan vlog. You guys love my Japan vlogs. I haven't been there lately. Rhea has. Go check it out. Go slurp up that delicious treat. Alright, thank you folks for tuning in. This was really fun. Like I said, I've been looking forward to finally featuring this garm. Yeah, I'm just really happy. It's fun to just freaking be creative, and I'm so grateful that this is my job and I get to just make things and share it with you and then perform in them and fashion and drag and blah 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 blah. I love it. I love you guys lots, and I'll see you in the next video, which is not this one because this one's over. Bye!